No. Okay. Huh. The last time we talked about system layouts, like how to draw sitemap, and I hope you enjoyed that class. So, have you also gone through the document I sent to the resources I sent? Do you have anybody that have gone through the resources?
Yeah, I went to the resources. There was no everything.
Well, what can you derive from what to derive? Can you tell us what to derive from it?
Like it's it's just like a prototype for structuring how a website will look like while designing or developing it.
Yeah, of course, yes. Uh, let's call it a structure, high level hierarchy structure. That is what it is. What do you call it? It shows you the structure of your website and the hierarchy of pages. So, okay. So today we'll be talking about debugging websites. Like if you are working, there are some things that probably while you are working. Let's assume we have something like this, a page like this. You now have. Let me try to write something. Control D. Okay, that one. Yeah. Let's assume I have something like this. Something like this. If you look at this page, right from this point downward, everything is bold. It means that one of our tag is invalid, which is probably bold or strong. Then we have to locate where that particular error is coming from. You can actually go through, since you know that this is a tag, and most likely the tag the stuff actually, the both started from this place or this place, so you can easily trace from your code. So here we can actually check it, but let's now assume that you do not have access to this particular section, like you don't have access to the code, or you want to check it through your browser. That's, you can come to updates, then go to more tools, then you go to developers tool. So what you need to do here, you can actually inspect all the elements one by one. These are the elements. As I move my mouse across it, you can see that. Can you see how the elements are highlighting one by one?
Yes.
So all you need to do, if you are referring to this one and you have so many elements, you can easily click on this particular one, select an element in the page, like this mouse at this.
Okay.
So just click on this. then click on the elements you want to inspect. So from here you can see that the particular element is selected, then expand it. So you should see the elements. So this is 1B. 1B has closed. Wow. There's another B as well. This is 1B. 1B closed. The browser is trying all its best, all its good to render the page appropriately. You can see that in our page we only have just one bold, one tag for bold, and there is no other one downward. But our browser has tried its best to make sure to just complete the tag. That is why you have other bold, like this bold here below this one. If you look, this is break up to this point. So the browser has already added it down. And if you look here, there's nothing like bold. The bold was placed here after the last break, but there's nothing like that here. No, it has added it here, but there's nothing like that here. So you have to be extremely careful. So if you want to also inspect the style you are using, for example, you want to do a quick fix, like I want to check how it will look inside your code, and you don't have access to, you don't want to be going back and forth, you can easily come to the style, click on style, click on this and select the elements you want, then the style that is affecting that particular element is displayed here, all the styles. If you look at this one, the average font size is 1.5 em. If I adjust, this one is from the browser. If the style is actually from a style sheet, we can easily edit it, but it is preventing us from editing it since it is from the browser itself. So let's try to fix this back. So you see that your page is back to normal. So the other stuff you can actually check from this part. Do you know what DOM is? The function of DOM, we call it document object module. Am I correct? Yeah, that should be DOM. Yeah, document object module. What it does is that it passes all your elements, all the tags into tree. Like
which
DOM.
Which one?
DOM.
Okay.
All the things you've written inside your HTML. If you look at this particular document, you can see that the document is just like something is the parent to something. So that's something. Let's say this one is the parent to almost to everything. Inside this one, we have one of the child, which is head. Head is also a parent to meta. So it's also a parent to title. So just go down. Let's go down to some. Yes, if you look at this one as well, this OL, ordered list, it is the parent to lists, and list. Okay, list does not have any child. If you look at under this OL, ordered list, we also have under child, which is li. So this list also have under child as well, which is OL. So what the document object module do is that it lists the hierarchy like which one is the parents, and it's just continue that way until it gets to the last. So whenever you want to refer to any element, the the way JavaScript normally refer to the element is through document object model. So you have to, we'll get to that as well. But for now, we just go over it. We just leave that for now. And the network as well is used to inspect the speed of your website. Like how long does it take for the website to load? If you look at this one, what's the size of our website? The size of how long does it take to load? Let's try to load this one as well. Just check very well. Did you see any changes here? If I try to reload again,
Please, can you come back?
it seems there are two people there using Google Meet. Only one of you should use your mic if you are together, please. What I'm trying to say is that hello, it is echoing. Only one of you should use the mic, please. If you look at the network tab, it is talking about the speed as well as asset size and some other stuff as well. This one is status, return status from server. If you look at this one, like how long did it take for your website to load? If you have like scripts, like which one loaded first, how long did it take for this one to load? When did this one start executing? When did this one start executing? That is the tab that will help you answer that question is network. So we also have others like console. Here you see errors on your page, and you can also interact with your page through this one. For example, let me just alert something, and that's this is our first tutorial how to interact with the page. Like if you check some websites while navigating through, sometimes you see some alert box like this. It is through JavaScript. This one shows errors. If there are errors on the page, you can use this one to debug it, and to also perform other actions as well. That's the function of this console. Majorly, it is for JavaScript. So just whenever you come to console, it is for JavaScript, and anything you relate to JavaScript is for this part. So let me check if I were to list the DOM here. Go to console. But no. There's one particular stuff we normally use for them. If I remember the particular stuff, I will let you know. But that's not the focus for today. So if you check here now, you see that this page already has 2 errors, but I intentionally created the error. No, because I was trying to get the DOM file. I get the DOM tree. Let's assume you now wrote any JavaScript inside your program and it contains error. You also see the error here as well. We use this part. For example, you are expecting a particular button to perform this way, or an element to perform in a certain way, but it is misbehaving, or it didn't actually do what it's supposed to do, you can actually come down to the debug developers tool, then check the console path. The developers tool is present in most browsers. You find it in Internet Explorer, Firefox, in Opera. This I'm using Chrome. I don't know about some other browsers, but most of them will surely have. And inside the developers mode, one beautiful stuff you also need to take notice of this particular one, toggle device toolbar. You can use this one to simulate how it will look, your website will look on a phone, on a mobile screen, and the size as well. Let's click on it to check. If you look at this part, you'll see that the page has actually shrink. I can select any device I want to, iPhone, and select 100. I can select any phone size, and if I'm not satisfied with any of this, you can select the width. For example, let me select the responsiveness, and I'll select I think my phone is 460 pixel for the width, 460. So here's it. You're able to check how it will look like. So that is that. This is a landscape mode. Portrait, landscape, portrait. If you are not okay with that, you can also adjust the width yourself. I'm not sure, you can never find something like this, a mobile phone that is around 80 pixels. So that being said, do you have any question on this before we proceed? Hello?
Yeah, I don't have any question already.
Okay. Let's check another attribute as well. That is just debugging. I think we've talked about superscript and subscript. Have you done that? Have we done something on superscript and subscript before?
No.
Okay. If you've attended a chemistry class, you'll see like formula for water, H2O, where the 2 is actually written like a small letter, a small character, somewhere below the H. So that is called a subscript. And if you look at mathematics, like 2 raised to the power 7, the 7 is superscript, which is up. The character is not limited to numbers alone. You can superscript or subscript any character you want. So let's stop. Okay. Let's assume we have this background. Okay. I'll create so many spaces here. Yeah. So for us to see, for us to work. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So let's assume we have water, formula for water, which is H2O. like this. So in order to bring this downwards, look, all these tags you are writing, you can write them in capital letter, you can write them in small letter, even you can mix them, but the normal convention you see for most projects is small letters, and I have not even come across any project which if written it is capital letter. It is allowed, but are you sure you want to go that way? And it doesn't look nice if you start typing everything in capital letter, like something like this. It will not look nice at all. Something like this. So even my linter, you can see that immediately I pressed Ctrl S, there's something I pressed. There's something that automatically changed it to small letter. That is a linter. So it has changed everything to small letter. It's telling me that that is not a normal convention. I should change it back to small letter. So it has automatically changed it. That is a subscript, SUB. Very simple. SUB. X. So if you look at this one, how does it look? How does it look? Okay. Now, if you let's try to write another formula. Okay. Yeah. Aha. Let's assume we have 10. Okay. 1 0 2 2 3 base 4. Like, yeah, this is number. That should be. If you look at this one, you must have seen something like this in mathematics before. Like 10 base, sorry, 1 0 2 2 3 base 4 is equal to x base 16. This will be 16. Find x. So that is another one. And for the superscript, if you want to write something up, let me break this line down. Here. Sorry. Okay. My letter is just adding /. If you want to write x raised to the power 7, that will be x. So that is the SCP superscript. X raised to the power 7. This one. X raised to the power 7 is equal to 783. Find x. So there's one if you have so many stuffs like this, like mathematical formula, you are not advised to use superscript, subscript or HTML to write it, because it will be so tough for you to work with. There's one particular library we normally use, I think math library. I've forgotten the name, let me check, because I've not worked with a math library for HTML. You can just check it online. I've not worked with mathematics from A to Z before. All you need to do is, although probably if we are opportune to get there or to work on that, I will show you how it works. You see so many codes written, all because you want to display a formula. For example, if you have like a almighty formula, like a quadratic formula, like where we have uh, uh, minus b plus or minus square root of something all over 2 ACs. That formula. If you look at the formula, it looks very it looks somehow. We have a square root that covers uh, this thing 4 is like b square minus 4ac. So look at the how it spans. You cannot use normal HTML to write that. So you need a library to help you do that. So that is for that. And there is one other one which is small tag, something like this, small. People don't normally use it. You most of the time we use CSS to make text become smaller. If you look at this one, I didn't add any fonts to it, any style to it, or I didn't set the font style. If the size is just very small. Normally we use something like this in a footer. Things like that are not really important. So most likely you may not come across this one during your lifetime including, but just for you to know that it exists. People use CSS to style things nowadays. They don't go with this. Let's dig into one or two other stuff. Hello, are you guys still there?
Yeah, we are here. Please, are you recording the session?
Yes, I should be recording this. Oh yes, of course, it's recording.
Yeah, thank you.
There's within the lifetime of your application of a page inside in one part any page, you must have just there's one particular attribute called ID. It is just like how do I put that? Yes, it's an identifier to a particular tag. Like if you want to identify each via this thing, CSS or JavaScript, you can easily put like let's say this particular paragraph, the key paragraph, you want to add like you want to tag it, you want to give it an identifier ID, like let's say let's give it something meaningful, like, let's see text. Let's just give it text. Most likely you now have something like this. As time goes on, when we're dealing with text, you see that you will be using something meaningful to modify our stuff. And if you inside under, let's assume you have under paragraph like this, it is not advisable for you to have this same ID identifier identifying this one as well. Like we have a particular tag with an ID equals text. We also have another one as well, ID equals text. JavaScript we prompt, I will tell you there's an error. I think JavaScript will prompt an error. There's somewhere that we normally check that, because if you are trying to refer to to this particular paragraph using JavaScript. Only one of them will be called. Yeah, the very first one, I guess. Let's so now those you can also use CSS. Sorry, ID in CSS. If it's CSS is not that strict. CSS will still accept double IDs inside a document. It's just within a document. If you go to another page, like we have practice or HTML, we have index. This particular ID is no longer valid here. It's no longer valid inside index.php. That page is done. If you come to this page, the page is done. Nothing concerns the browser with that anymore, unless you are importing a part of a page or a section like a navigation bar. Sorry to go that deep for now. Contribute to hide this. What? So I said CSS is not that strict with this. There's one other identifier as well, which is class. We call that class. So if you look at, before we leave identifier, let's assume in a class of 90 students. Stop it. In the class of 90 students, each student will have an identifier in the class, like a matric number, and two students can never have the same matric number. Or let's say, well, that is just too far, too strict. Let's assume you have two families. You have, let's say, Ade has a wife and 3 children. One of the child is Bola, the other one is Bisi, and the third one is Tunde. We also have another family as well. Within this family, within Ade's family, you cannot have 2 children having the same name. It is within that family, that is ID. But if you go to, let's say, Kunle's family, Kunle may still have his child named Bola. That's another family. It does not concern Ade's family. That is the same thing here. It's the same thing as an ID. And if you come to a class is just like let's say we have a family. The father's name is Ade, and all the children are also bearing their surname is also Ade. Ade is a group name. Is a group name for more than one item. So here you can have, let's say, red, text red, here. You can also have the same thing like, and inside you can also have another one like background black, like this. If you look here, I have more than one this thing attributes here, sorry, values for the attributes class. This is an attribute. ID is also an attribute to paragraph. This is an attribute, and the value is text. Another attribute is a class, and the value is everything here. But here we have more than one attribute. You can check online on how to write a valid attribute. A valid value for class. Naming convention for how you can write class. You can put this thing underscore. You can add numbers. Full stop is not allowed, and some other characters you cannot use plus. So you can even use two like this. I've never tested if you can put 2 before this one whether it will work. I've never tested that before, but you can check that out on your own when you get to other stuff, other areas like that. So you can see that I have 2 values for class. I can have as many as I want. I can have 50, 100, depending on what I'm actually working on. But for ID, you cannot have more than 1 value for ID, just 1 value. You can have it like this. The same rules that applies to class applies to this for naming convention. Sorry, how to write the attributes, the value for this. You can also have something like this. But mind you, you have to follow the rules. So that is that for this. In some attributes, most of the time, there's also one particular attribute that you should call attention to. We have style as well. Style is a very powerful attribute to use in HTML. So do not forget that. There's another one as well. Width. Let's see what no, let's use one with a very yes that we most likely have an attribute image img. I want to import an image here. You can see that image on its own have several attributes initially. Whether you like it or not, you must have the source, but this one is not mandatory. The function of this alt is when probably your network is bad and the image is unable to load, or for some reason you decided to turn off your images. Maybe your data subscription is too low for the page is too heavy for it to load, and the page is becoming too slow. All you need on the page is just the text. You can just disable the images through your browser settings. But it's been long I did that, sure. So that's the function of this one. If the image does not load, you can just put like let's say mom and dad and dad. If you look at this preview, this slide preview, you can see that we have like one paper with a line. It's showing that there's a broken image here. It cannot identify, it cannot tell what kind of image is here. It cannot resolve this image. Of course it can't, because we haven't put any link there. And see, because the image did not load, we have the broken tile. I want to copy a picture from my system. I will use this one. Don't mind me. Assets. I want to import an image. So let me just drag it in. I want to drag this one here. The name of the file is adela.png. I want to call the file here, and in order to call that file, I have to go through routes. Where is the image located? It is located inside assets, and practice is also inside the same folder where assets is located. Then I'll put assets here like this, assets like this. So even you can see our this there's intelligence from Sublime giving us the this thing, suggesting this thing for us, text, the next thing you want to type, like what you it feels you want to type, like a it's inside the image and inside, and now the file is Andela. If you look here, the image has displayed and that text has disappeared. If I put something like this, something that's an invalid name, you can see that the image has disappeared, it has appeared. That's how attribute works. Let's check here. You can see the image is also here. So that is that. You can also have ID for this one. ID Z picture. If you are writing all these things, make sure that you are using something very sensible, something you can easily call, something you can easily identify. Like if you want to refer to something, it won't be like you name something like DD something 9, a stupid value, and when you are trying to call it, you are now finding it difficult to call the value. Use something very meaningful, like family. I just put like family PIC. So that is that. Sorry, my linter has that is a prettifier has already broken this down for me. So because it's becoming too long, that's why it broke the stuff down. You can also have other stuff like let's say we have another attribute as well with, let's say, 100 percentage. You can see it has full the width. If I continue to increase the size of this one, it will continue to get bigger. Even if the screen is as big as the entire world, it continues to be very big. But if you put something like a pixel, it will not go beyond that stage, because it is a certain it is a particular size. For example, you said 10 centimeter. 10 centimeter will always remain 10 centimeter. Do not forget we have several dimensions, as in dimension when it comes to measurements, length measurements. A dimension we have for length we have millimeter, centimeter, decimeter. We have decimeter, we have meter, kilometer, dot. In width as well, if it comes to measurement in HTML, we also have other measurements like percentage, which is one of them. Percentage works with the width of the browser you are working on, the client software. We also have a pixel. Hello, are you guys there?
Yes.
We have EM, we have REM, there are so many. So I think it's almost 9:45. So what I want you guys to work on now is to read on absolute part. Here is it. Let me help you write it so you will see. Absolute path and relative path, and give me a sample for the two. What you need to do is to create a document. Probably you create a document. You can just write a brief story about any, let's say write about a goat. Somebody just choose any animal of your choice and import the image. You should try to use absolute one of you should try to use absolute, and the other should use absolute in your code, and use relative as well. What you mean by absolute? Let me give you a quick explanation on that before we go. If you look at this one, what we mean by relative is referring to um, a particular element, like in reference to a particular object. That is what relative means. It's like, for example, if you look at the source of this image we are trying to access, the this this file practice.html we are working on is inside the same folder where asset is also located, and the image, there is another folder inside asset as well called image, where we now have handler.png. That this one is relative because we didn't input something like forward slash here. If you start applying something like this forward slash, you started using absolute, and absolute is very very tricky. Though both of them are tricky, if you are working, the most trickiest is the relative, which is the one we used before. This one, there's something we call layers of URL. If you're having like www.google.com slash forward slash blog forward slash read forward slash user, you know, that's like about 3 layers. If you use something like this and you now have another layers like google.com slash blog slash read, those are not 2 layers. These 2 things will work quite differently there. So that is why most of the time we use absolute like this, the one with forward slash. It refers back to the original, to the base URL. That is where it starts checking the paths. So it does not care where the file is. Even if this file is inside tens of folders downward the tree, it will just go straight to this one. The forward slash that begins this means go directly to the parent folder of this program, then locate asset folder, locate image, then locate this one. But let's now assume you are like 10 folders away inside. You have like folder 1, inside folder 1 you have folder 2, inside folder 2 you have folder 3. Then you have to do something like some dots to come outside of a folder, like you have come outside of one, come outside of the second one, come outside of the third one. You can see you continue to go this stuff, which is quite difficult. So just read more on that and give me your very first file. Give me a sample on relative and absolute, and write a story about any animal you like. Make sure you have where you are supposed to write have bold. Make sure you have it where you are supposed to have the title of this thing, like a goat, the stubborn animal, like fowl, things like that. Just make sure you use where you are supposed to have big characters, have big characters. If you want to use any style, if you feel like you want to use styles and stuff, if you are capable of doing that, no problem. So that's what we call it today for. I hope you enjoyed the class.
Yes, so
If you have any
thank
question,
you.
please do that now before we call it today.
As for me, I don't have any question right now. Maybe when I start practicing what you taught us, I might have a question. But right
The-
now, I don't have a question.
Okay. The reason why we are going in depth like this is just because I don't want to be coming back to all these things later, because HTML is very wide. Let's say after like 4 classes, we should be going at a very high speed in HTML, and
Okay.
you do a lot in HTML yourself. Once I get to a particular stage, I will not continue with HTML. You have to cover the rest yourself, because as you continue to work, you continue to find more tags, though they are limited actually. They have
Okay.
a particular number, but I will not cover everything.
Okay.
Huh. So now I think I'll have to stop this class. You can leave the classroom.
All right. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.